So, as you all remember, if you're walking in the light and following God, you know that not everything in this world is as it seems. Influence, power, fame, they're forces that can uplift or subtly mislead. And today we're going to examine one of the most fascinating figures in Hollywood, a woman whose presence has left an indelible mark on culture, art, and celebrity. Michele Lamy, the iconic French fashion figure behind Rick Owens. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. If you want to stay grounded, spiritually aware, and discern truth from illusion, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and join our community. We're uncovering hidden truths, shining light on dark spaces, and learning how to navigate the world God gave us with wisdom and vigilance. Now let's step into the mysterious world of Michele Lamy. Born in 1944 in France, Lamy began her career far from the glamorous fashion runways. She studied law, working as a criminal attorney for a short period. She once said, "I did law school. I became a criminal attorney for a little bit. It's something very useful. Everybody should do." Yet the allure of creative expression and the magnetic pull of the fashion world proved too strong. Eventually, she moved to Los Angeles and later to New York, following what she described as a flow of attraction, guided by instinct, signs, and sometimes inexplicable forces. Whether it was a song, a book, or a fleeting thought, Lamy was drawn to the artistic world in a way that few can understand, and she would ultimately make it her life's work. It was in L.A. where she met Rick Owens, then a young pattern maker. Their partnership would become legendary, redefining modern fashion. Today, Owens and Lamy are known as a Hollywood power couple, with Lamy not just behind the scenes, but actively shaping the creative direction of Owens' designs. But Lamy's influence extends far beyond the studio. Her presence in Hollywood carries a magnetic, almost mystical quality, one that has led some to whisper about witchcraft, occult involvement, or otherworldly influence. Lamy's signature style, dark robes, hand coverings, heavy jewelry, and an aura that is both commanding and enigmatic, has earned her the nickname Hollywood's Dark Witch. Her persona blurs the lines between fashion, performance art, and potentially the occult, prompting questions that many find difficult to answer. Is this purely theatrical, or is there a deeper spiritual energy at play? Even without concrete evidence of her practicing witchcraft, the themes present in her work, dark aesthetics, ritualistic displays, and immersive fashion experiences, cannot be ignored. Celebrities such as Kanye West, A$AP Rocky, Cardi B, Migos, and Offset have all been photographed with her or attended her events. Could Lamy be a gateway to the dark side of fame? A figure whose presence signals entry into an elite, hidden world where power, influence, and artistic vision intersect in ways invisible to the public eye? Her influence mirrors what some biblical texts describe as the Jezebel spirit, a presence that manipulates, seduces, and exerts control over others. In 1 Kings, Jezebel used charm and influence to dominate those around her, achieving power through subtle manipulation. Lamy's relationships with celebrities, her ability to draw them into her universe, and her consistent presence in Hollywood's most exclusive spaces suggest that she exerts a form of control, perhaps not overt, but undeniably impactful. Through her fashion shows, art installations, and curated events, Lamy has created what she calls Lamyland, a universe where like-minded artists and celebrities converge. These immersive spaces often feel ritualistic, with the ambiance, lighting, and theatrics designed to evoke emotion, fascination, and sometimes unease. While some interpret these elements as avant-garde art, others see the potential for spiritual influence, subtle but powerful, over those who enter her world. Why does every major celebrity seem to have a photograph with her? Look closely. Kanye West, a longtime associate, has repeatedly attended her events and installations. A$AP Rocky has credited her for exposing him to the art world. Cardi B, Migos, and Offset have been present at her shows, sometimes in the midst of highly choreographed ritualistic performances. Is this networking, inspiration, or is there an unspoken understanding that entering her sphere is akin to stepping into a higher echelon of fame, where influence comes with both opportunity and unseen responsibility? Her love for boxing, practiced for over 35 years, adds another layer to this narrative. Boxing is about discipline, strategy, and dominance, qualities that Lamy seems to embody in her personal and professional life. Her skill in navigating Hollywood's complex social and power dynamics mirrors her physical discipline, a reminder that influence, like a well-placed punch, requires precision, timing, and control. Let's also consider the spiritual implications. The Bible warns believers about being captivated by power and influence, particularly when charm and manipulation are involved. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Observing Lamy's interactions with celebrities through this lens raises difficult questions. Is her power purely artistic, or could it serve as a conduit for deeper, spiritual currents influencing the minds and careers of those around her? Her work often carries occult undertones, whether intentional or perceived. Fashion shows and installations are immersive experiences that captivate audiences, creating atmospheres charged with energy. These events are more than showcases. They are performances where energy, influence, and perception converge. For some, this may feel like a spiritual summoning, an unseen force directing attention and shaping behavior. Take, for example, Kanye West. His repeated collaborations and appearances at Lamy's events suggest more than casual admiration. ASAP Rocky, too, credits Lamy for influencing his understanding of art. These are not superficial interactions. They are formative experiences that shape perception, influence taste, and perhaps even the trajectory of celebrity careers. Could this explain why every major celebrity seems to be photographed with her? Is it a sign that she holds a key to navigating the labyrinth of fame and influence? Or could it indicate something deeper, more metaphysical at play? We also see echoes of this in her collaborations with musicians on album covers and art projects, where her influence is subtly integrated into the imagery, mood, and narrative. Her presence is transformative, both visually and psychologically. It's as though she curates not only style, but the energy around those she works with, steering attention, admiration, and influence toward her vision. Yet it's crucial to emphasize, there's no definitive proof of occult practices. What is evident, however, is her mastery of influence. Whether through charm, aesthetic innovation, or the subtle psychological impact of her persona, Lamy demonstrates a control that few can match. Her world, Lamyland, is a microcosm of power dynamics, artistic brilliance, and social influence, blending creativity with an almost mystical charisma. The question remains, is Michele Lamy a witch, a spiritual manipulator, or simply a visionary artist whose eccentricity and intensity create the illusion of occult power? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in the middle. What's undeniable is that her influence is deep, far-reaching, and magnetic, drawing people into her orbit in ways that can transform careers, social status, and public perception. Her life and career serve as a lesson in spiritual vigilance. Influence, especially when wrapped in glamour and artistic brilliance, carries responsibility and potential consequences. Lamy's universe offers both inspiration and caution, a reminder that what captivates the eyes may also influence the mind and spirit. Finally, as believers and seekers of truth, we must discern carefully. Observe, reflect, and understand that influence is rarely neutral. Whether you see Lamy as an artist, a visionary, or a mystical figure, her impact on Hollywood culture is undeniable. She has shaped not only fashion, but the very dynamics of celebrity power, influence, and perception. If this video has opened your eyes, challenged your perspective, or helped you see beyond the surface of Hollywood glamour, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and join this community of awareness and spiritual vigilance. Comment below your thoughts. Do you think Michele Lamy is simply an eccentric genius, or could there be a deeper, darker side to the influence she wields? Stay vigilant, stay aware, and remember, influence is powerful, but discernment is divine. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.